Hello everyone. Well, we've got a lovely sunny day here. Unfortunately, all our beautiful white seasonal frost has gone and it's got damp and cold again. But the good news is we're approaching the winter solstice, so I'm collecting a few extra greens from around the garden. I've got some bay here. It's a lovely winter remedy as well if you have coughs and colds or fluey aches and pains. And of course it's a brilliant digestive, so very handy with all the overindulgence that we're about to embark upon. So I've got some bay and I'm going to go off now and get a little bit more holly, and I'm going to show you some of our oak trees, because when we consider the winter solstice, we're thinking about this battle that goes on between the holly and the oak as they swap places in their competition to win the affections of the goddess. So I'm going to go to the holly tree. So this is my the holly tree that I'm very proud of. It's the first holly tree that I've grown, and there's others dotted around, but they haven't reached the magnificence of this one yet. So I'm just going to get a few more branches because it could do with a little tidying prune. But as I was saying, the holly tree is associated with the winter solstice and the summer solstice because the holly and the oak are both battling for the favours of the goddess. And at midsummer, the holly wins the battle and rules the woods until the winter solstice. So now is the time that the holly is saying farewell to the sun as the sun reaches its lowest point. And then as the solstice begins to end, the oak takes over and moves towards the abundance and fecundity of the summer. So we're recognising the beauty of the holly now as he hands over the baton to the oak. And what I find really interesting about the holly is, to me anyway, the bark looks very similar to a snake skin. And we know that the goddess is associated with the snake, the wisdom of the serpent, the wisdom of the snakes in the way that they're associated with immortality because they shed their skin. And the bark actually does break in a similar way. But that's just my own musings, really. And of course the holly has been used for medicine as well. Nearly all of our plants can be used in some beneficial way, and holly would be a very good plant again for winter remedies, for viruses, for things like that. And it's just a beautiful thing to bring into the house and cherish, and it lasts for so long as well. And look how beautiful it is too. It's really gorgeous. So let's go and look at a couple of oak trees that are yet to use their leaves, but they're in preparation for becoming the new king of the wood. So here's one with a few raggedy leaves left. And that one there has just a few more leaves left. But there's a very young oak around into the other field I'd love to show you because it just looks beautiful with all the brown leaves that are absolutely all over it. So we'll head this way. Here he is. So young and yet so virile and beautiful. He's going to be the next king of the woods. But the main point of the solstice, of course, is the sun. And I think we don't give enough gratitude or attention to the sun any longer, unlike our ancestors who had huge celebrations at this time of year. And I think we need to remember what the sun does. It actually brings life to the planet. It feeds us. Everything we eat can be traced back to the sun's rays, whether you eat meat, which would have fed on plants, or whether you eat the plants themselves. They've all been fed by the rays of the sun. And the sun helps us stay healthy because it activates our vitamin D receptors, which are on our body dotted around. It's great for mental health because we all know a sunny day lifts the spirits. And I have to laugh when I hear people, experts. To me, an expert is someone who's boxed themselves into a very narrow narrative and therefore take them with a pinch of salt. But these so-called experts are saying that our ancestors worshipped the sun because they thought it was going to disappear. And oh my goodness, if we set up a big bonfire and we worship the sun, it won't go. But I think those same ancestors were already genius astronomers, and they had plotted the movement of the sun across the sky. And it only takes 1 year to see what's happening if you're observing the sky, which our ancestors did, because there was no television to distract them. It's ludicrous. Our ancestors knew the benefits of the sun, and they worked with gratitude and reciprocity. So I think that's why they had bonfires. It's to say, you are such a magnificent being, and look what we've created here, a smaller fire, to celebrate all the benefits of your rays of light and the beauty that you bring to us all. It's interesting, I think, that other experts tell us the sun is dangerous. We have to stay indoors. We've got to cover up. We've got to wear clothing and hats and sunglasses. And of course, that would be sensible to do when the sun is at its zenith and it's really beating down the heat. But generally, we need to be out in the sun more for our health and for our eyes. I mean, the sunglasses may prevent wrinkles, but they're not doing much good for your eyes really, because we need to get those different rays into our eyes to activate the rods and cones. So there are many reasons why we need to be out in the sun and why we should be thankful for it. And I think the solstices are just the most brilliant opportunities to do something to show our gratitude. And of course, gratitude is so beneficial for mental health, physical health, immune system. You just cannot do anything wrong when you're in a state of gratitude. So it's a brilliant opportunity. I encourage you all to celebrate the solstice. And if you can't get outside with a fire, light a candle and do a little meditation. And just think about, where would we be without the sun? Which makes me question, who are these idiots who are talking about dimming the sun to save the planet? I mean, it's a complete illogical, ridiculous notion, and hope to God it never comes to pass. But I mean, look at the beautiful day that the sun has brought. The sky is blue, the mountains are sparkling. I'm in good spirits, looking forward to next week for the solstice, and I'm going to go in now and put up my extra little bit of greenery in preparation. So I hope you have a lovely weekend and a lovely few days leading up to the solstice, and that you enjoy it too. See you later. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website danusirishherbgarden.com for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.